How to set up a Non Telegrahic Mawashi Geri roundhouse kick and defend against it. You want to bring the knee up, pivot your body, place the leg out there, bring it back down into an orthodox fighting stance. Anything you're doing, you want to do it with proper formation, with control. Through this, you can gain balance, you can gain great technique, speed, and the power. So always practice slowly with proper formation. That's very important. Here, I'm just throwing the leg out there from an orthodox fighting stance. Non-telegraph. I'm not showing no telegraphing in my movements. Here I'm on the punching bag, showing you I'm on an orthodox fighting stance. Battle areas, tempo, the body, liver, ribs, side of the knee. I'm just delivering the Mawashi Geri, hitting with the instep. You can also hit with the shin also, but I'm hitting with the instep on this one. Here, bam. I'm on the slammer. Just notice the rotation of the body, the pivot of the body. Everything from the lower foot all the way up, rotating the hips. This is great technique here. Mawashi Geri, straight to the liver, a good body shot. So non-telegraphic, it looks like it was going to be a my Geri, a front kick, but it just come right around into a Mawashi Geri. Can't even tell, but it's non-telegraphic. He was trying to defend against it, but his footwork is so off that he did a deflection block, but he was so flat-footed that he didn't move away from the technique in time while he was blocking. These are pressure points in the body to show you with good technique, good form, good coordination, balance. You can pinpoint your shots you want to hit, disabling your opponent very fast, and you're using less effort in doing this. I'm going to show you some defensive movements for the Mawashi Geri. Here my brother does a high block. I slap his hand down with my foot because I'm going to set up for a next move, which I could have. You're just working the techniques here. He does a high block here, which is okay, but he raises his elbow up on that. He should have kept the elbow down. There he does a high block. You want to keep your elbows to your side so you can block those Mawashi Geris if they come to the body, or you can also do a deflection block in them also. Here to a front kick, a deflection, kick to the leg. If you notice now, I'm going to go for the high kick, but then he knows it's coming, so then he does his high block going up, which is decent, but then he raises his elbow up and got him to the body. You want to keep that elbow down. By the sudden impact of this technique, he reacted the best way he could, but he blocked him with the forearm, which can break the forearm. You want to move out the way and use a support parry block on that technique. I'm switching my stance now. I'm in a southpaw fighting stance, kind of to the side. I'm doing a lead Mawashi Geri. Just remember that certain stance can predict your technique or what you're going to do, so you have to know when to switch a stance and know what technique to use in certain stance, so you can give away your technique. Here I'm using my footwork to set up my opponent, working off his front kick to deliver my Mawashi Geri. If you notice the footwork I'm using, he kicks, I go back, I come forward on him, footwork, the timing is there, he kicks, I time him, bam, he kicks again off the kick, and I come up, bam, strike. Here I'm just demonstrating the roundhouse kick in a moving motion. You can move on your opponent with the same kick with the lead roundhouse. I demonstrate here, bam. I'm in a southpaw, come up, bam. So you just fire straight out, no telegraphing there, just come straight up. You can, as I said, you can move with it also. I'm using the hook here to set up for the roundhouse, but he defends against it. He moved back, he uses footwork to get away from the technique. Here, same thing, I'm just showing you the roundhouse kick in a moving fashion. Here he shows the lead roundhouse, a deflection block him, knock him off balance. So you can use that deflection block to knock your opponent off balance, so you can counter him. So that's a good way to block that kick. Here, bam, strike. So I'm using the lead roundhouse to set up for the punch. So a lead roundhouse, set up a punch, bam, punch. Come back, punch again. So you can use that lead roundhouse to set up your techniques also when you're striking. Here he uses his knee to block, bam, up, now parry his punch, now kick, he supports block it. So he uses his high knee, which uses shin to block, bam, then he punches me, I parry, then I kick, he uses a support block, which is very good techniques, very good blocks. There I kick, keep his elbows down to his side, he stops my kicks to his body, which is very good technique to use, bam, see? Here he punches, parry, bam, kick. So when he punches, I time his punch, I parry, then I deliver my punch and I kick off of his punch. So I counter him with a punch and then follow up with a roundhouse kick. Here, kick to the body, I keep my elbows down, protect, keep my elbows down to the side. Here, goes a round kick, punch, bam. See, the technique here, it's a 4-strike combination. I use my lead roundhouse kick, so that for my lead punch, reverse punch, and finish off with a roundhouse kick. Great technique. I'm just showing you here, you can throw the kick from unorthodox and move it at the same time. So don't limit yourself to whatever stance you're in to deliver a kick. You can be in any stance and deliver that kick. The sparring that my brother and I were doing, it's not pre-arranged, so we don't know what kicks and punches are coming at each other. But we've been training for so long that we have the control to not seriously hurt each other. So when we do punch and kick each other, if we don't defend those punches and kicks, we can get hurt. If you have punching gloves, headpiece, cups, mouthpiece, you can use those. Train safely, train smart, and have fun. Be unpredictable by not telegraphing your technique. When you're training, train in any stance, southpaw, unorthodox, side stance, but train to throw any technique from any stance. So if it's a lead jab or hook punch, straight right, practice in any stance. If it's a front kick, side kick, practice to throw those techniques from any stance you're in. Don't limit yourself to a stance. Keep on kicking, subscribe, rate, comment, check out RoundHouseKick.com.